What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Impact. We are live here on a Friday night. We've got Jacob A on Teamer Scapeshift against Jack Al on Ruby Storm. And there's a Flare of Cultivation off of the Grazer. So Jacob's basically got the perfect start here. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, we appreciate you. And if you're watching after the fact, we still appreciate you. But you should go check out our Twitch page. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and of course, smash that subscribe button. And Jacob is off to the races here with this really fast start. All right. Scalding Tarn with the white border. Pass back. Let's see how Jacob wants to start this turn off. Another Grazer. Holy smokes, that's pretty good. That's Surveil. My gosh, that's so many lands and a Valakut. Rack of the fetch. Down to 19, Jack at 18. I'm gonna have them scooch that phone in just a little bit. Bear with me. Alrighty, there we go. Sorry about that. That's bad TV, but got to do what we got to do to keep up with the scores. Surveilled, kept on top. It was a desperate ritual. Jack's deck, if you did not know, is the old school Storm deck that, well, you either love it or hate it. I personally love it. Me and Jack were talking in between rounds how explosive this deck can be. Prediction, I mean, this game one, I mean, obviously Jack can win right here. This could be it. Turn 2, Jack could go off. But he's going to need some help. I don't know what's in his hand other than a Rin's Resolve. Well, you know, going Ritual into a Ral is a good way to start. If Jacob never gets his next turn, we might be looking at a W here. Yeah, he did win turn 2 just a bit ago. We'll see. He could do it here, too. He's going to need some help from the top of his library. But he's going to go for it, because I think he knows as well as I do, and maybe some of you, Jacob's probably going to win the game next turn. Or at least try to. All right, here we go. So we are going off. Up to 3 Storm and 3 red mana. We've got a Row, we've got a Rin's Resolve. Do you play the Row now? Probably not if Rin's Resolve is the only card, because you don't get a discount on the red. Up to 4 Storm, Past in Flames, and a Mountain. Now might be a good time to play Row, but he would be out of red mana if he did both of those. So maybe just Row, pass, and cross your fingers. There's Ral up to 5 Storm, and I believe, yeah, he's only got two red, so that Past in Flames will be there, though, for next turn, along with that Mountain. Can Jacob finish this game off? We shall see. Shout out to Eric, who was like egging me on to put Ruby Storm on, and he wanted to hear me commentate. I love it. I love it. I know exactly what's happening, so... Oh, no, here is the One Ring. Okay, so that's going to give him protection from everything until the next turn. So that's going to save him a turn, and it'll allow him to try and find a Scapeshift for the following turn. Jacob not showing us anything. So for you folks rooting for Jack in chat, the One Ring has made it to where Grape Shot not going to get the job done this turn. Basically means, and unfortunately Jack draws just a land here, so 3 lands in hand. We were talking, I was like, man, it seems like sometimes the camera is the kiss of death for some people. And Jack's been rocking and rolling this whole tournament. Down to 17 goes Jack off the fetch. So he could get things going again here. Cast Past in Flames and try to do it off of the back of a Wren's Resolve. Thinning his deck with the fetch land there. Jack is rocking and rolling. There you go. So yeah, the time is here. The time is now. All right, even odd. So he does not take a point of damage. So all of his instants and sorceries that are currently in the graveyard have flashback. Wren's Resolve. Here we go. Past in Flames, not what you want to see in a Ral. Yeah, as you can tell from Jack's expression right there, not what he wanted to hit. We do have to flip a coin, aka roll a dice. Does not take a point of damage, so, I mean, at least that's working for him. Now, though, Jack's going to have to pass it back, and unfortunately for him, he has to live from the top of his deck, and hopefully, for his sake, he can, you know, get a card that draws cards in some way. While they take a look at Ral Monsoon Mage, we have some technology that allows us to do the same. And there's Ral Monsoon Mage. And it flips into Ral Leyline Prodigy, which, of course, that ultimate there, you can do it off the rip if you've cast 6 or more spells, and you win your flip. It transforms, and it immediately exiles the top 8 cards of your library. You may cast those sorceries and instants for free. There's a Dryad of Elysian Groves. It doesn't look like, though, by Jacob's, just his body language, he does not have the Scapeshift. But now we're at the point where this another One Ring. Holy smokes, that's gonna get rid of the other One Ring. Assuming he's gonna play it to protect himself next turn. And Jack will take 3 off of that because of Valakut. As I was saying, lost my train of thought there, but every single land that Jacob plays from here on out is going to deal Jack, or anything Jacob wants, 3 points of damage. The One Ring, going to draw Jacob a card. Jacob, of course, not showing us. And a Wren's Resolve, so that's a good start here. You got to replay your Ral for 1 mana. He does have some lands to work with. Now the question, though, becomes... I don't know how... Does he have another way in his deck to win the game? He does have to roll... Hold on. He's got to roll for Ral. All right, we're keeping him honest, you know, keeping him honest here at Impact. Looks like he did lose a roll. Yep. Mountain for turn. Roll for Ral. 6. So does not take 1. One, 2, 3, I believe. Storm count 3. Red 3. Gonna Rin's Resolve. Gonna roll for the Ral trigger. Does not deal Jack a point of damage. That's good for him. Gonna resolve this here. Rin's Resolve. All right, those are cards. My question is, how is he gonna win? Maybe he doesn't know that Jacob has protection from everything this turn? If he has Unstable Amulet in the deck, that would be a way to get around the protection, because it deals it to all opponents. However, I haven't seen that yet. And the more and more he tempts fate here with this Ral, you know, if he starts taking a bunch of damage, it's not going to take much for this Team Scapeshift just to play lands and just naturally kill him. His mana isn't the choke point. And in fact, I would say if it weren't for this One Ring, it would be almost definitely, you know, go time here. But so we're going to cast the Desperate Ritual. We're going to roll. And he's safe again. He wins the die roll. Not flipping. And now we're going to go for Past in Flames, which notably does give his other Past in Flames flashback, which makes it, you know, a little bit cheaper. He loses the die roll there down to 11. And that was the that was the one he needed to win. Alchemist, Gambit, empty the Warrens? We'll see. Not sure if he plays Wish or not. I haven't seen it. Down to 10. He lost it again. Alrighty, here we go. Desperate Ritual, Ral. So the Rals do stack, too. So if he flips this Ral, exiles the top 8 cards, plays another Ral, gets to flip it, he will be able to ultimate it again. And there he goes. He wins the flip, or the die roll. It's an even, so he flips it. It'll enter with 8 additional counters, I believe. Or is it 8 or 9? So trying to decide. Storm count isn't always the amount of instants and sorceries. And it could end up mattering too, right? Because if Jacob can play 2 lands in a turn. So it looks like Ral is at 9 counters. Yeah, I think you just ultimate it. Oh, he's upticking it. Yeah, he knows. So, okay, that's fair. He's got the things in the graveyard for next turn to be able to go off, but this is still tricky because Jacob's going to draw 3 cards this turn, potentially more, with this One Ring, and of course his draw steps. So we'll see. Did he draw the Scapeshift? If he did, I think he'd just jam it at this point. He does have a Remand, which could certainly matter if he tagged a Rin's Resolve, because it would just fizzle. Of course, an exiled card with flashback cannot go back to your hand. And Jacob going to get in there. And I don't know who we're attacking, Jack or Ral. But the unflipped one will deal 1 point of damage. And he was attacking Jack. Deal 3 to you. Play a land. And that will be it. Yeah. So, Jacob going to take game 1. What a nail-biter of a game. Jacob had a blistering start that game. And, yeah, those One Rings really ended up being the difference there. Back-to-back One Rings to win it all. Who says there's only one ring to rule them all? There was 2 that game. So Jacob going to take game number 1 here in the feature match. Round number 3 of 4 here at Impact. We do this every Friday, folks. If you're watching on YouTube, head on over to Twitch. Make sure to follow us because we stream every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. If you're watching on Twitch, head over to our YouTube channel. We post all the videos here in a nice, easy, sorted, nice way to just consume all of our content. We have other content over there. We've got Pioneer that we don't stream because we don't have a commentator. I play on Mondays usually, so no commentator there for Mondays, but we do record the videos, so you can check those out. And then we have some Commander content over there as well, so go check out our YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. One ring to rule them all. Yeah, exactly. So let's get back down. And let's see what it is. Did Jack not have Jengatha game 1? I know I forget Jengatha all the time. But yeah. Let's zoom in just a hair. Yeah, there we go. There we go. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us as these players shuffle up for game number 2. I have a YouTube channel. Less Alex is what it's called. Could go check that out. I make Magic the Gathering content about some Pioneer and Modern. Talk about metagames, talk about stuff like that. Kind of competitive based. I am starting a Commander gameplay series though as well. So if you like Commander, check that series out on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah. Who does chat have? I think I know. Who are y'all rooting for tonight in this battle of combo decks? 3 land spells for Jack, one of which is, I believe, a ruby amulet. A ruby medallion, rather, not ruby amulet. I'm combining two different cards. And it looks like Jacob is going to mulligan. I would imagine that Jack's on the play. Don't see any reason why he wouldn't be. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. That was not Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think somebody was just throwing away a glass bottle. Glass breaking. I don't know if that picked it up. I could hear it through the mic, so I'm sure you all could as well. Wooded Foothills for Jacob. Or, I'm sorry, for Jack, rather. Catch or Triumph. Jack gonna crack his fetch, and I'm sure he's gonna surveil. Nice piece of tech for basically every single deck in Modern. Playing 1 to 2 of these surveil lands. Ooh, yeah, don't forget that, Jack. And he likes it. This is actually factually a turn 2 deck, folks. Make no mistake about it. You play your ritual, you play your Ruby Medallion, and then you just go. Here is a Reckless Impulse. Yep, and it's so much easier to pilot than Gift Storm. Jack just gonna pass though. Jacob gonna play an island and play Coiling Oracle. Reveal the top card. If it's a land, put it in play. And pass back. Think Jack needed one turn? Well, we will certainly see. Well, he just drew Rao. At this point, I don't think it makes sense to play Rao. Could be opening yourself up to just taking some extra damage. You definitely want to have him on the turn you go off, of course. But playing him right now, not necessary. We are going to lead, though, with... He's just going to go Rao. Okay, that's fair. Reckless Impulse. Our Rin's Resolve here. Let's see, are we taking points? No, we are not. 2 Storm, exile the top 2. Noxious Revival. And Manamorphose. Yeah, I think Jacob saying, what's up with the Past in Flames? But so the way that Reckless Impulse and Rin's Resolve read, it's till your next in step, so very handy. That Past in Flames will be there. Alright, so 2 red generated. Jack did take a point of damage off of his Ral. Rin's Resolve, let's roll. He grabs his other dice. 1 and 2. He didn't draw for the Manamorphose? Yeah, unfortunately, that is something that he can miss, so I'm not gonna go out there, obviously. That would be, you know, I'm not here to help, but if there's something that they miss that is not missable, I will go out there and let them know. Like, I'm not here to clean up misplays. Like, Jack not remembering RAL triggers is one thing, right? He would have been out of mana, though, right? If he would have cast Past in Flames, he had 2 mana available, I think. Ooh, there's that One Ring again. That pesky One Ring. Gonna give Jacob protection from everything till his next turn. Draws a card. Which means Jack probably cannot win the game this turn. Unless there's an unstable amulet. Or like Mega Tracer said, Alchemist Gambit plus Empty the Warrens. Which I'm not sure if Jack actually plays or not. Jack here considering, I think, which land to play. Had 3 rights in the yard. Yeah, but if he plays his last 2 mana that was in his pool, he wouldn't have any mana to cast it. Wouldn't have any mana to cast anything. Because he would be spending the 2 mana on the Past in Flames. And let me know on YouTube if he had 3 mana, then yeah, sure. But I'm pretty sure he only had 2 mana left in his mana pool. So he'd used the 2 mana, went to 0 mana, and then not been able to do anything. All right, roll. Takes a point of damage down to 17. Thank you, Jacob, for fixing the... All right, here we go. Exile top 2. Ral. And a land. Not what you want to see if you're Jack. Oh, play the... Sure, yeah. You could have put the Desperate Ritual on top. Yeah. He did miss that, though. He did miss the... So, safe this time. Doesn't take the damage. We have Past in Flames going. And Ral is going to flip here. Alrighty, Mana Morphos. Yeah, it happens. I mean, you know. I'm not here to criticize the player's play. I'm here to commentate what actually happened, not what didn't happen. Alright, so draws the card off of the Morphos. Generates 2 red mana. Going to cast Friend's Resolve. Hey, thanks. Heavy lies the crown, you know? I'm just not sure how Jack, even if he can storm off, what the kill condition is here. Gonna play Ral. Setting up for next turn again, I guess. It feels weird. Like, I like playing the... Yeah, I like this play. I like this play. Return the Rin's Resolve to the top of the library for next turn. Then you have some... You know you're getting a draw spell. And you have Ritual and Past in Flames at the ready next turn. If you're sitting in Jack's seat, you're hoping and praying that the One Ring doesn't get played again. Dryad of Elysian Groves. That is a draw. This deck versus the old blue-red deck is more complicated. There's definitely a lot of things to remember. Like a lot of more triggers, for sure. There were some really weird lines, though, with the old, Gift Storm that could make it kind of agonizing to think about. Throw the ring into the fire. Yes. The only way to get rid of that ring is to exile it. It is indestructible. Surveil here for Jacob. Let's see. Can we get a... he's not going to show us. Well, there you go. Coiling Oracle. To the bin. Straight to the bin. And another One Ring. I'm chaining these One Rings back. There's an Endurance. That's going to be a good one. That's going to ruin Jack's day for sure. Endurance will, be played for free and eat Jack's graveyard. Question is, when do you go for this? Probably for Jacob right after the Past in Flames is cast. Maybe even do it during upkeep. Oh, well, there's another Past in Flames. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We gotta see what Jack does here. If Endurance is on his radar at all, because if not, he could work into a situation where he gets both his Past in Flames eaten. Ritual. Bring Jingatha to hand. Yep. And wow. Jack's getting some good rolls here. Not taking much damage off his brows this match, but... And there is a Jingatha. Knows he can't win. This turn, at least. And I think he's just going to pass. Seems like a decent turn. Didn't take any damage. Filled his graveyard. Obviously, we know that his graveyard's about to get eaten at some point. Question is, does Jacob fire it off here at instep? He does not. Being very patient with it. I like it. Take one, down to 16. Oh my gosh, another One Ring. This is incredible. And he found Valakut. I mean, if you're Jacob, you just keep chaining the One Rings back to back to back. Right? Dryad of Elysian Grove. Play Valakut. He did not play the One Ring. Valakut enters and deals Jack down to 11. Coiling Oracle. Steam Vents. Take 3. Down to 8. Believe Jack goes to 5 now. Off the stomping round. I think they just haven't updated the life total on the phone yet. Pass back. Jack gonna fetch? Maybe? Maybe not. Blood Moon. So that'll take away the Valakut option here. Because they will be basic mountains and no longer be Valakut the Molten Pinnacles. Roll for Rao off the Desperate Ritual. He will take 1 point. Down to 7. Or down to 4, rather. And Jack is dangerously close to just killing himself off these Rao rolls. Well, you can tell he's at one to feel it. He's like, come on. All right, so that one he will not take any damage from. That is 2 spells. And he will flip. He chooses the new Ral. Leyline Prodigy. 2 spells cast, which means he's at 3 spells cast. He's at 5. R3. So he's cast 2 spells. Sorry. Is he going to cast the one that's in his hand? Ugh, he is. He's walking straight into this endurance. Yep. Endurance exiling Scapeshift. There goes Jack's graveyard. That was the trump card up Jacob's sleeve. Yep, that's gonna kind of eat Jack's lunch here. He still has the Blood Moon, though. So that will turn off Valakut the Molten Pinnacle. So Jack just passes. Down to 14 goes Jacob. This is game 2. Indicated by the one blue win marker underneath our next to James's life total. 3 mana. Is this a Dryad of Elysian Grove? It is. It's a mountain. Don't worry. Ooh, actually, is it a mountain now that we have layers, baby? Jacob does have a Scapeshift. Depending on how these judge. Jacob gonna draw 3 cards. Block the Dryad. Oh, another 1 ring. Back to back to back 1 rings. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's so rough. Boreal Grazer. And pass back to Jack. What you got? Ruby Medallion. Kill both of those. So currently Jack is protected because of Jengatha. Plays the other Ruby Medallion. Makes sense. Yeah. Scapeshift doesn't actually do anything, really. And another Endurance. Yeah, so Jacob can use his mana. The way I understand this, Jacob can use his mana as though it were any color, but they're still mountains. So the Valakut is a mountain, which is important. Cycle. Cycle land. Graveyard order doesn't matter in this format. Draw 2 cards. Valakut, a Boreal Grazer. Not really what you want. Jacob just says go. Didn't quite get a good look at what that was. Jack ticks up, plays a mountain, and passes. Casting Endurance. That's going to be it. Unless Jacob, for some reason, forgets to attack with everything. And that'll be it. Jacob going to take this one with Dimir Scapeshift, having to do it the hard way, attacking with Dryads and Endurances. Taking down Ruby Storm. Jack, the on-camera curse continues. I apologize, my friend. But yeah, Jacob, congrats. You're moving on to 3-0, and we'll probably see you next round. Jack gonna drop to 2-1. Still get to have fun in the 4th and final round. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, we will be back momentarily. And again, we stream every single Friday at 7 p.m. So come watch us on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. We'll be right back. Thank you all so much. Catch you on the flippy flop. Adios.